Good morning and welcome to my test kitchen. Now today I want to talk to you about USA Wild Rice. I've been working with these guys on some innovation, some NPD work, really spending some time cooking with a fabulous product. It's a premium product, it's high in fibre, protein and an all-round great ingredient to work with. Now it is native to North America, specifically the Great Lakes region, and it's actually processed as a grain, so it's not technically a rice, but it is a fantastic product and it's perceived as premium, which is a great reason to look at how you can innovate and integrate it into various recipes. Now the rice, when it's 100% USA Wild Rice, so let me just open this up. So you can actually, can you cut into that, Carlos, and see my hand? So it's actually, this is 100% USA Wild Rice, and it's actually scarified, which means the surface has been cracked just slightly and scratched almost so that it will cook at the same time. So in terms of blending rice together, so if I just take some simple long grain, put it in my hand here so you can see, because of the way they've processed this rice, it means the two will cook together. Normally, USA Wild Rice would take longer to cook, but it's removed the process, which is fantastic, because we know that the more process you add to products, the more cost can be incurred. USA Wild Rice, 100 grams equates to approximately 100 calories. So in terms of its nutritional structure, it's a great product to look at how you can integrate into food products and things like that. Now, I've created various recipes, just showing some innovation, some ideas of using USA Wild Rice, and I just wanted to share a few of those with you. So there's some ideas that I've been working on integrating and incorporating USA Wild Rice into some dishes. It gives colour, it gives vibrancy, and it gives perceived value and premium quality, which I think is really, really important for consumers. I wanted to look at a simple salad. So I'm going to look at 3 different things today, okay? We're going to look at bread, we're going to look at some salads, and we're going to look at meat, all right? So I've simply got some blueberries, some mango, and some pumpkin seeds here, and I want to turn this into a box salad. So in terms of the lunchtime market, people working, you know, really trying to innovate and trying to be more healthy. So I've got some wild rice here. This is the USA Wild Rice. I'm going to add that in. So that's cooked and cooled. I've got some long grain rice as well, and I'm going to put in 50% of each. Okay, so it's half and half. So it gives that nice balance. Now, as I said before, because of the way USA Wild Rice has been treated, they will cook together. I just put them in separate bowls just so that I can show you. So once you then begin to add this together, it looks far more interesting. It looks a more premium product. And we all know consumers eat with their eyes. So you can see here, by just adding something simple like mango, blueberries, pumpkin seeds, long grain rice, and then the USA wild rice, we've all of a sudden got a really vibrant, healthy, premium looking salad. Far more interesting than if it was just the long grain, in my opinion. So I've got some baby spinach here. So we've got that dash of green, and then we're just going to go straight in here. Now obviously this is really easy to process in a manufacturing environment because everything is cooked, everything is cooled. It just needs mixing and portioning and packaging, which is a great thing. All I've done is put that straight into a plastic container, and there we've got a premium looking lunchtime salad. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side. Now, bread. For me, bread is a common staple, okay? And what I've done is I've taken the cooked USA wild rice and I've actually added it to a basic white dough. Can we cut into this, Carlos? Yeah. So you can you see that all right? We've got a really nice stretch, a good developed dough. You can see the gluten structure there. Can you see that? Yeah. And I've added USA wild rice, which is high in protein. Protein is something that the younger generation particularly are looking to increase in their diet, and not meat-based proteins. It's if you look in the news at the moment and you look on social media, plant-based protein is what people are looking for. There is a whole culture at the moment on reducing your consumption of meat. And if you're having a really active lifestyle and you want to feed muscle growth, so on and so forth, adding protein and fibre, because fibre is incredibly important. It's kind of the basis for all nutritional absorbance in your food. If you haven't got the fibre, it doesn't matter how much added nutritional value you put into a product, you won't absorb it. So getting that extra fibre in is a great way to do it. And you can see all I've done is incorporate cooked USA wild rice. It looks more appetizing, more interesting, and more premium. And I think the more food producers incorporate high nutritional value into their products, the more consumers will buy into their brand. Now, I'm just gonna wash my hands and get back to you. So you can see here, I've baked a simple loaf, okay? I've got the USA wild rice running all the way through it, and automatically it gives a more interesting, more dynamic look to the bread. And if I cut it open, so there you go, look, I mean, you can see the USA wild rice running all the way through the bread. It is a simple white dough, but it's got a more premium look and feel to it, not only in its appearance, but also its nutritional value. It gives you something to hook your name onto. It's not just a bread now, it's higher in protein, it's higher in fibre, it looks visually more delicious and interesting. So it is a really great way to incorporate. So that was a very simple way on how to incorporate a product that's high in protein, high in fibre, into a very simple canvas, which is a bread dough. Made it more premium, more appetizing, and so much more story in a product. And I think that's key for customers. Stories help sell products. Now, the consumer of today is really looking at how to reduce their meat consumption, and that's something I wanted to explore using USA wild rice. It's got a nice sort of nutty aroma to it. It's got depth, it's got fibre. For me, the appeal was to how do I get that in? How do I reduce meat content with real products, not sort of white tubs of powders and, you know what I'm talking about in terms of NPD. You could almost replicate anything. But to do it with clean, real ingredients is really important. So I'm going to make a burger. Now, for me, if I can reduce the footprint of a burger by 50%, less beef in that burger, and still make it taste good, make it look good, and make the mouthfeel to look good as well. To me, it's a really interesting project. So what I've done is I have taken USA wild rice, okay? And I am adding to it So I'm going to just pop my bowl on there. Is that all right, Carlos? Can we see that okay? Yep. No problems? Okay. So I'm going to go equal amounts. I've got USA wild rice here. And what I'm looking to do is reduce the beef in this burger by 50%. Now I've got some medium grain rice here and I'm going to put an equal amount. So it's quite starchy and sticky, this one, and it's going to help bind it. But the USA wild rice is really giving that extra value. And because it's dark, that's going to help with my burger, okay? So I'm going to take those two and pop those straight into the food processor. Right. So that's straight in. I'm going to season this up now with some black pepper because we know beef will take plenty of black pepper. And I'm going to add some salt because I want to draw down on this burger. So the osmosis of the salt will help draw that in and help it compact together. So let's blend that up first. And what I want to do is blend that to a coarse texture. What I don't want to do is blend the beef down, okay? So once that starts to roll around the food processor, I know it's now starting to come together. We tried this burger yesterday in the test kitchen. We actually all had it for breakfast, which was a bit much for breakfast, but in the name of work, it was a good thing. So, can we see that all right, Carlos? Yeah? Do you want me to bring it on the overhead? Yeah, no problem. So let's take the blender out. So you can see now we've sort of brought that down in terms of its appearance. What you don't want to be doing is adding the beef into this and losing the texture of the beef. This is almost like our glue, all right? And it feels quite starchy. And because we've used the USA wild rice, it's darker, okay? So I'm going to add my beef, so an equal proportion of beef. So we've now got 50% beef and 50% rice, okay? So all I'm going to do is get my hands in here now and just bring the two together. Now what I've also added into here is a little bit of dried beef stock. Because we've removed 50% of the beef, we've also removed 50% of that flavour. So I wanted to get that back in. So I've just added a little bit of beef stock into there as a powder, okay? So we're not adding additional liquid. We're just adding flavour. So I've got the cheese on there. I'm going to put a lid on to help the cheese melt. I've got my burger buns and we are ready to serve the most incredible burger that has only 50% beef in it. So my burger is just finishing off. The cheese is melting. I just thought I would do what you would do with a good burger. We'll get some salad leaves in the bottom. I want to just show that you can do exactly the same with a 100% beef burger as you can with this one. And this is really just a great way to demonstrate how USA wild rice can be incorporated into your kitchens, into your food manufacturing, or into your canteens and restaurants. So there we go. The way to get your burger just to melt just that little bit is just add a tiny bit of water. That creates steam, and there we go. We are almost ready to serve. Right, let's get some really nicely finely shredded shallots on there. That is going to give a really nice crisp flavour. I think these burgers are going to be ready now, so it's time to serve. Look at that. Can you see those, Carlos? They look like proper burgers to me, but 50% less beef. That can only be a great thing for the environment, for the planet, for consumers. So the burgers are ready to serve up. Now, here's the one with cheese. There we go. And the one without. Just pop that on there. And as you can see, To me, they look exactly the same as a normal beef burger, 50% less beef. By using USA wild rice in your kitchen, in your manufacturing, in your canteens and restaurants, it offers up so many different opportunities to create fantastic products that taste good, that are on point, and are what consumers are looking for. Now, all good burgers deserve a bit of ketchup, so let's pop that on there. And there you go. That is how to make an amazing burger. Pop that on. I think we're going to have lunch. But there's our bread with USA wild rice incorporated into it, our burgers, and our mango, blueberry and pumpkin seed salad with USA wild rice and baby spinach. 3 amazing recipes that offer rich nutritional value that come from USA wild rice. Thank you very much for watching, and if you want any further information on what we've done here, please reach out to me. I would love to talk to you about USA wild rice.